appears you're calling back into a live show. We are reconnecting you now.
Then we hear it. Yeah. Yeah. And it's going down right now. Everything is going to be all right. We do this thing in the day, not the night. Today is all right. Everything is going to be okay because I say and you say we're going to do it this way. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we talking about the give it to me now era. The give it to me now era. Microwave society. Instant gratification. You know, have we lost respect for the process of the way things go? Have we developed the mentality that, like, if you don't give me right now, I ain't waiting for it, and I guess it wasn't meant for me to get it. If you wanted me to have it, then you better be with it. And if I can't get that thing right now, then it's really not ever going to go down. And I would like to get to know you, but I'm really just showing you that. But it's not going down at this particular time. I need your whole profile. I need to know where you come from. Your style might be just a representative, but I got to show you a little something, and it's tentative. But I'm going to give my feelings to you, but not all of them. But I want you to do that to me, boo. And yo, and what's the deal? I'ma tell you the way I feel, and my feelings for right now are all that matters. I don't care about your brain and just scatter your thoughts, and I thought you would get out here caught, but it's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, and we're talking about the give it to me now era. And the question that we're going to address today is whether social media and other things outside of social media, but has society, has the government, has the universe fixed it so we can't wait for anything anymore? We can't respect the processes of anything anymore. Do we have to have it right now, or do we say that it's never going to go down? Well, I'm glad to be here. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Y'all know how we do it on weekends. It's gonna be nice, baby, yeah. It's gonna be okay. It's good to see y'all today. Stacy White coming on through. It's good to see me, some you, and Robbie Ming, my big sis doing the thing. She's something like a queen for a king. And T Carrie right morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. Everybody, what's going on, y'all? Let's get this thing popping. Hold on, let me fix my shirt. Fixing my shirt. Y'all can't see the shirt. Y'all think I'm talking about this shirt. I ain't talking about this. Let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. We do this every single Saturday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is a Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the art. With the art. So this is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, and we're talking about the give it to me now era. We seem to be living in the give it to me now era. Everything has to happen right now. If it doesn't happen right now, it has to happen at least close to right now. But what I'm going to do on this show is I'm going to walk us back a little bit to a different time. I'm going to have to walk us back. I'm going to have to walk us back a little bit because I think we done forgot. 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 I'ma remind you. You're about to get reminded, baby. We're about to get reminded. You know, we used to have to wait for almost everything that we got. I'm gonna talk to my old heads. Everybody that I'm about to talk to was born no later than 1989. Because it seems like after 1989, that's when everything got different. In the 90s, that's when we started getting this little cell phone thing popping. Yeah, the cell phone thing started popping and things started changing. I don't think we really recognize how much it changed, but we're going to take it back to the process of how we got to where we are now. And it's not all cell phones' fault. It's not all social media fault. Those things are a product of what we said things were going to be in the future, even all the way back to the Jetsons times. Y'all remember watching the Jetsons? You realize the Jetsons came out in the 60s? That wasn't a 70s cartoon. A lot of the 70s babies think that the Jetsons came out in the 70s. No, the Jetsons came out in the 60s. So there was a vision already there of what we were going to have now. And there's hardly anything that happened on the Jetsons that we don't have now. The TVs where the telephones with the TVs where you can see a person while you're talking to them. I think the only thing that we don't have is the flying cars. The flying cars, baby. Yeah. But who knows? Who knows? One thing we do have that they didn't have on the Jetsons was the navigation system, not even having to drive your own car. So we've technologically gone way beyond many of our wildest dreams and even beyond our wildest imaginations. And here we are, expecting more of that, not knowing what's coming next, but knowing that it's in the works for something to come. Okay, so the give it to me now era, at the crux of this whole story, the base of this whole show, what I'm really talking about is our ability to get to know each other or not. And even if we're talking about getting to know each other as people, or whether we're talking about getting to know the products that you use, do you get to know the products that you use? All right. For example, there's some things that you probably never thought about, but I'm going to ask you a question about these things, and it may have you thinking like, "Wow, you know what?" Yeah, I really don't know. Like, for example, do y'all know how an airplane flies? An airplane is not a new thing. It's been out for over 100 years. But do you know how an airplane flies? Do you know what makes an airplane fly in the air? You know how many people don't know that and never really thought about it? We know that it has an engine and, yeah, it flies. It's a powerful engine and it goes faster than a plane or a train, right? But do you understand the process of a train? Okay. I'm sorry, of a plane. Shoot. I said train, right? Do you understand how a train works? We know that a train doesn't use gasoline, right? There's no exhaust pipes and stuff on the trains. Do you know how the train works? You might not. You might catch the subway every day and not know how it works. Right? Doesn't really matter as long as it gets you from here to there, right? Safely, right? But when it doesn't happen safely, you got a whole bunch of questions like, yeah, well, how does an airplane fly? So many people are afraid to get on a plane. Is it because they don't know how it works? All they know is that when it doesn't work well, then that everybody dies, right? Okay. So we may not understand how a plane works, how a train works. Do you even know how, not the new telephones, but the old telephones? Do we know how that works? Did we ever know how it worked? Y'all realize we paid long distance bills for decades and decades. Millions, billions of dollars were made because of long distance service. All and all for us to find out that they was just taking that money. Robbie Ming says trains use coal. I was taught. Well, the old trains used coal. You ain't seen a coal running train in I don't know how long. We taking shoot, they was running on coal all the way back in the 1800s. Yeah. And it's interesting, right? Because trains were running before cars were running. Ain't that some shit? You know, think about it. In the 1800s, we had the technology to run a train, but not a car yet. How about that? It's kind of weird, ain't it? When you think about it. Big trains. Choo-choo, 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 choo-choo. Bank robbers would ride us along the train with a horse to rob a train, to rob the people on the train. All right. So yeah, the telephone that we used to use with the 50 to 100 feet a dollar store cord, because you didn't have a cordless phone. And so this one phone that you had with this one telephone jack that you had to go from the first floor to the second floor, from one room to the next room. Did we ever understand how the telephone worked? Did you ever notice that the telephone stayed on in your house even when the electricity went out? Ever notice that? Ever wonder about that? Ever ask questions? Ever look it up? How does it work? Electricity. Do we even know how electricity works? You know, are you if I ask you about electricity right now, are you thinking like, okay, well, Ben Franklin had the key on a kite, and then it rained, and then the lightning struck, and that's how he discovered? No. The electricity that you use in your home is not coming from the thunderstorm that we had in Philly last night. Yes, that is real electricity. But if we had to depend on that, none of us would have lights. Windmill technology, well, it exists, but that's not what we're talking about. I'm just asking you these things because, you know, there's so many things that we may do and use and never really understand the way that they work. We never asked about the process. And a lot of times we don't ask about the process of things until those things stop working, until they fail, until they hurt us, until there needs to be some accountability. So have we taken that attitude and switched it over to what we expect in our lives, whether we're talking about relationships, products that we buy, things that we see, shopping, things that we shop for? You know, we get the drop on things now. We get the drop on things. We shop online. We know what everything looks like, what it's made of, and all that kind of stuff. We still don't know how it's going to fit us. We still don't know how it's going to fit us. We can buy our size, but when you buy something online and you buy your size, you know, and I know that we're rolling the dice. We're hoping that it fits us well. We don't know. We don't know. What's up, my man? Tone Starks. Iron Man. Iron Man is in the place to be. NYC, stand UP. Thanks for coming on through, my brother. Good to see you. Stacey White says they need to respect the process. We can say it, but are we living it? T. Carey White says there have been flying cars for 20 years. They just aren't in circulation. Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. On the Jetsons, everybody, there were no ground cars. And the moving sidewalks that they have weren't only at the airport. They was living in space, basically. We haven't gotten there yet. And I don't think we're going to get there. Living in space is a tall order. The atmosphere, the galaxy, the universe was not made for human beings to live anywhere except on Earth. So all that stuff you be hearing about Mars and Martians and trying to colonize Mars, it ain't never going to happen. Do you know how cold it is on Mars? It's colder than Freon is. And I'm not talking about the Freon from that you feel in the form of cold air from your air conditioner. I'm talking about the Freon that's in the pipes that is cold enough to make air cold in midair with a fan blowing on it. Because that Freon is colder than the ice in your refrigerator or your freezer. It's cold like that on Mars. You can't live it. You can't live with that. They ain't got no summertime that you could live on. Plus, there ain't no air up there. It ain't no water. It ain't never gonna happen. Okay. All right. So like I said, what I'm really trying to talk about today is the process of things, and have we lost the respect for the process? Have we lost even knowledge of the process or the processes of things in the way that they work? And have they affected our ability to be able to come together, get together, come together, be together, stay together? Social media. One thing that we all have in common on social media is that we all have a profile. Some people choose not to use their picture on their profile, so you don't really know what they look like, and they won't post a picture. I've heard plenty of people that I know say the people online don't need to know what I look like. I totally disagree with that. Totally. Because I'm like, why would I talk to somebody I don't know that I can't see in a place where you're supposed to be able to see a person? What kind of suspicious activity are you involved in that you don't want anybody to see your face? You wouldn't be able to do that in person. Although there's some people who kind of do it in person. Have y'all ever met somebody who won't take off their shades? Like their actual glasses, prescription glasses, are dark shades. Why an eye doctor would prescribe something like that, I don't know, but that you can get whatever you pay for. But yeah, there's some people who don't want you to see their eyes. Are they high? Maybe, maybe not. Do they have a lazy eye? Maybe, maybe not. What's the deal? I don't know. But on social media, one thing that we're supposed to all have in common is the fact that we all have a profile. So whether you use a picture or not, you still have a profile. So there are certain things that we offer in the way of information about ourselves. Some, things like your age, your birth date. Some people put where they work, their places that they've been checking, places that they've checked in. They add personal information about themselves. Some people put up family members, there's my mom, my dad, my spouse, my kids, cousins, stuff like that, aunts, uncles. But you have a profile. Regardless of what information you choose or choose not to use or put there is some information about you. You might have a profile picture that's all the way from 2007. Nonetheless, that's your choice, and at least they have that. So, because we all have a profile of each other, we tend to believe, some of us, we tend to believe that we already know a lot about a person before we meet them. So by a person posting things on their on their timeline, on their page, by people responding to comments, making comments, if you're in a group or something like that, or whatever, you feel like you know a person a little bit more than you would know a person if you met them in a bar, met them in a club, met them in a library or store, or grocery, laundromat, or whatever. You get a little bit of intel on who they are, how they are, what they like, what they do. Is that a good thing? Has that been a good thing? What do y'all think? Do y'all think that whether you date online or not, you're probably still going to interact with somebody that you meet online. It could become a friendship. It could become a romantic relationship. Some people have children. Look, listen, people get married off the internet, even when they weren't doing the internet dating thing. It happens. It doesn't really matter where you meet a person. The universe is still going to place you in front of people that you are attracted to and that are attracted to you. That's whether it's online or in person. It doesn't really matter. But have we gone the way of believing that we need to know everything about a person up front in order to go forward with them? Now, there's some things about a person that you want to involve yourself with that you may need to know. You may need to know, are they a criminal? Are they mean? Are they a fugitive from justice? Are they a mother or a father? Are they representing that? Are they hiding that? Things like that. These are questions that you probably are going to ask a person when you meet them in person anyway. But are we at a point too where we need to know that first? You know, I hear people online complain all the time about, I don't know, as soon as okay, one thing that social media promotes is cutting people off, getting people out of your life, people that you don't even know. Here we are blocking people on social media. We don't even know them. What are we blocking them for? They post something that we don't like. They say something online that we don't agree with. Block and feel no way about it. Yeah, you should feel no kind of way about it. You don't even know the person. But the truth of the matter is, yeah, we do actually feel some kind of way about it. The one who got blocked and the person that blocked them. Because what purpose would it serve to make sure that nobody that you can't see a person anymore unless seeing that person does something to you negatively? These are also things that we may have never really thought of before, but we won't think about them today. I'm not so sure if social media in this microwave society that we have developed is taking away our ability to get to know each other. Getting to know each other. So many things exist now that we have instant access to, that we probably get pissed off if we don't keep that kind of access to them at all times. For example, right now, if you want to hear a song that you like, you probably go to YouTube, Spotify, Napster, which used to be Rhapsody, or whatever. You can hear, if you want to hear a song now, you can hear it immediately. If you want to watch a movie that you haven't seen in a long time, you can watch that movie immediately. You can find exactly what you want, no matter how old it is. Before, when records weren't in print anymore, like let's say the record company was defunct, you had to look for that record. You had to go to record stores and see if they had them. They might refer you to record stores that were out of the city, out of the state. You might have to, you had to do some research. It wasn't a slam dunk that it wasn't like now where you can just go to your iPad, your iPhone, your iPod. Do you know they're getting rid of iPods? They're taking them out of circulation. Even I don't agree with that. Like, iPod was first. Y'all fronting on the iPod? Remember, the iPod came out, it wasn't no screen on it. It was before the screen, baby. The iPod. You had to just know which songs you wanted to hear. had to plug it into the computer. That's how you would see. Remember? You don't remember? Anyway, so taking all of these things into consideration, like I said, when you wanted to hear your favorite song or watch your favorite movie or old TV show, you were at the mercy of networks and radio stations and things like that. Now we just queue them up, go on our phone, and in 5 minutes or less, we can get exactly what we came there for. Instantly. We don't have to wait. We don't even have to wait for the show to load. Is that a good thing though? Has that removed us from the process? Well, there's another process. We have to know how to use the phone, how to find what we're looking for, and all of that. It's a different process. But have we lost sight of what the old process was? And have we lost respect for that? Has our tolerance for that process diminished to the point where we are ridiculously waiting to not have to wait anymore? You know, we used to have to go buy the record. Then when we bought the record, we took it home, and then you had to queue up the stereo. If it was a tape, you had to put it in the tape player. If it was a record, you put it on a record player. And you know what else? You had to put the needle on the record. Sometimes you knew your record so well that you could put the needle exactly on the song or the part of the song that you wanted to hear. Y'all remember that? DJs especially knew that. You had to know where Let's Dance was. Let's Dance to the drummers, but you know how they used to be cutting that up. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. Or it's time. 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 There was a process. You had to know where it was. It took hours and hours of practice in order to get it right. That's why when I see cats scratching on a CD on a CD player, I'm like, it's not the same process. It doesn't work the same. You can't see where the needles ain't on the groove. You can't. What do you do? Look at the time? You look at the time, the time on the record, so I guess. I don't understand how CDs scratch. If originally scratching was because of the record, it was in the grooves. It was you were actually scratching. You were wearing out the records the more you scratched on them. With a CD, it's like it's done by light. It's different. But like I said, you had to put the needle on the record. You had a component set or stereo with speakers. Yeah, we still have speakers, but we don't have big speakers anymore. You got like a subwoofer and a bunch of little speakers, the tweeter and the highs and mid range. It's different. The process is different, but the old process has gotten lost. So where we knew that we had to wait before, and we would learn so much in having to learn about and wait for something to happen, I think that this microwave society that we're in now has kind of made us expect things that shouldn't be expected too soon. Boy meets girl. We want to know everything up front. I mean, things like, do you have a girl or do you have a man? Yeah, that should be discussed up front. But there are certain things that I hear people talking about and that they want to know up front. Like, what kind of person are you? Like, have you ever done this? They it seems like they want you to reference your past 3 loves or whatever. What did you do? People running around here talking about something. When you meet people nowadays, you don't meet them, you meet their representative. See, that's all social media shit. You meet their representative. What do you mean you meet their representative? What is this? What in the Cyrano de Bergerac is this? What are we talking about? I understand what they mean, but what are we really talking about? What do you think you have to know about a person in 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, 6 months? What is it? What do you expect to know? Or do you even have what it takes to wait 3 to 6 months to get to know a person? I think that any person that's worth getting to know, it should take longer than that. I think it should take at least a year or two to really feel like you know a person. I don't mean knowing things about them. I mean knowing things within them, like understanding their temperament, what makes them go, what makes them stop, what scares them, what motivates them. Where their passions lie. What makes them lazy. Where the go button is. The go. Shoot. Cats out here nowadays getting these chicks knocked up within the first month of meeting them. I'm like, what's really good, dog? So people get married on that type time too. Maybe not with the baby, but talking about YOLO, marrying somebody that they've only known for a month or two. Like, you crazy. You out of your damn mind. So it's going to be on the job training while you're married? You're supposed to marry somebody that you know. That's what made you want to marry him. Now, we're going to marry each other. We like each other enough. So we're going to marry each other, and then we'll get to know each other. Like, when you verbalize that, it sounds totally ridiculous, right? But we in here doing it. Shout out to Tone Starks. Got out of Facebook jail. Good looking. I'm glad to see you home. Tone Stark says, I might take a new pic. I'm not a picture taking guy, but I might just for the hell of it. I ain't saying that you got to post selfies all day. I mean, I don't have no respect for that. I don't. That shit irks me. But what I'm saying is, somebody should at least know who they're talking to. If I'm talking to you online, we're going back and forth, having a conversation, whether we are agreeing or disagreeing with each other, I should know who I'm talking to. Because I'm not going to just talk to somebody blind and I'm talking to them. But because one thing I've noticed about a lot of people who don't post a profile picture online, they troll. They are some of the biggest trollers because you don't know who they talking to. It's like talking to the invisible man. Do you know what a person might do if they don't have to, if they can go undetected? And that's what people are doing online. Running around here talking all reckless. They even calling people ugly, and you can't call them ugly back because you don't know what they look like. Have no idea. Trolling. You don't know if they're a man or woman. You don't really know. I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'm not going to do that. If I want to do that, I can go back to the dial-up phone days and just, I can call an operator if I don't want to know who I'm talking to. But I want to talk shit. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And if you want to call into the show, I invite y'all to call in. And the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number. You can rock on and do the damn, do the damn thing. Urban Therapy with Sun Show. All right, hold on. Y'all talking a little bit, but let me see what y'all talking about. Oh, talk about the Jetsons. I'm still tripping out on the video phone calls. Yeah. Some people nowadays, they FaceTime every time they get a check. Like, ain't nobody FaceTiming you all the time. Right? I ain't gonna front. Like, all that video calling, when we first had the ability to do it, I was with it. Now I'm like, you don't always have to see what I'm doing while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like, not all the time. It's a private thing. It's an intimate thing. But cats that don't even know you want to video call you on Messenger and all, like, nah, we not doing it. Now, if you trying to sell me something on Messenger or whatever, yeah, all right. Video call me. No video call, you out. That's how I roll. But it's for a different purpose. But anyway, like I said, a lot of cats who don't post their picture roll around on the internet trolling cats, writing outlandish, crazy, off the wall stuff, picking with people, messing with people, picking fights. Like, you can't see me, nah. Yeah, you all mad, and you don't even know what you mad. You don't even know who you mad at. This ain't even my real name. Okay. Stacey White says, I try not to overshare online. I share with people that I would like. I share with people what I would like them to know. Understandable. That's fair. All right. Tone Stark says, right, Stacey. I do throw out my personal business. Oh, I don't throw out my personal business at all. Whatever is going on with me stays with me. Okay, cool. Oh, you said what's in the drink besides lemons? Oh, that was the tea. That's this is echinacea and red clover. That's what's in here. Tone. That's what's in here. This here is a whole lot of garlic, a whole lot of collard green, a whole lot of spinach, a whole lot of cucumber, a whole lot of onion, red onion, as a matter of fact, and some celery in here too. And is also some eggplant up in there, and some turmeric and some what do you call it? Chlorella, and some black seed, the powder, not the seed, but the black seed powder, not the oil. All right. I know These comments seem old to y'all, but I'm just catching up. Stacey White says some women are silly and they go beyond social media. That's not cool. They do things to get under your skin. Some people do, especially if they don't have a profile picture. Tone Stark said LimeWire was the place to download everything. It sure was, boy. But you know what you would download more than all the songs you downloaded? A virus. You know how many hard drives I done killed? How many factory resets I had to do because of LimeWire? I was like, all right, so I'm only going to download the old stuff because the new stuff is tainted. Yeah, well, no more LimeWire. But LimeWire was that shit held me down for like 5 years. Real trap. I was about that LimeWire life. And I still don't understand why you couldn't. I mean, you can't share records that you own, tapes, CDs, music that you have already paid for. You can't share that? I'm not feeling that. Why? Why? If you come over my house and I let you hold my records, ain't nothing nobody can do. But you can't do it online. Okay. All right. Well, whatever. I understand, you want to make money and all of that. But, well, I'm talking about the record companies. All right. Stacey White says he want to know my whole lifestyle. Yeah. Yeah, before we had to take time out to get to know each other. Let's wait a while before I go to. Let's wait a while before we go too far. Oh. La 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 la. All right. Anyway. Yeah. Why do we have to have all the information up front? What's wrong with the old process? What's wrong with the process period? What's wrong with getting to see how a person acts and having to decide whether you can accept them or not? Shoot, social media tells us, just cut cats off, block them, and don't say nothing. Block them, but blocking and don't feel nothing. Block them, block them. I don't care what nobody say. Anybody that I can turn on with a click, turn off with a click, is not real to me. So we running around here talking about something. I gotta get these toxic people out of my life. So it's the first of the year, January 1st. I'm about to delete all the toxic people off of my timeline, off of my friends list. Okay. Well, that's your choice. Excuse me. And the option is there. But what are you really doing? And what are you really saying about yourself? Because I know that there are people in your personal life that don't do what you want them to do, or don't do things that you like, or get up under your nerves, get up under your skin. What up, my man, Job Biggs? That's my kid. Glad you came on through. I'm glad that you did. What's up, my brother? But yeah, I know that in everybody's life that they have some people that they wish they could just put on social media so they could block them out of their lives, but you got to deal with them every day. Some of those people are really close to you. Some of those people are like your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse, your kids, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, neighbors, co-workers. Can't block them out. Got to live with them. Your man been whooping your ass for the past 12 years. Yet you quick to block somebody on social media. Man, listen. I'm just saying, your man been whooping your ass 12 years. Married, unmarried. Bitch, get on my fucking... See, you be making me... You get... I better not have no niggas around my kid. I mean, yo. But such and such just said that they a Trump supporter. You blocked them. They gotta go. They gotta go. They gotta go. They gotta da. They gotta go. They gotta go. They gotta da. I don't care if you support Donald Trump or Biden or whatever. I don't care. What you eat don't make me shit. It's okay for you to believe in somebody that I don't believe in. It's okay. For me, you're not toxic because you believe that somebody has a better plan for you and yours than I believe that he does or she does. I'm not blocking nobody over that. For me personally, you get blocked when you do something to me. You get cut off when you do something to me. It's personal. It's personal. I'm not going to block you because of who you are or what you are. I'm not going to cut you off or out of my life because of what you are or who you are. I have to deal with people that are who they are and what they are. Now I realize this is just me. That's just me. And that's just the way I see it. Maybe I'm right for me. Maybe I'm wrong for you. My point is, we can coexist. There are people in my life that I don't like. And yes, they are in my life and I don't like them. So I can probably put up with that on social media a little bit. But social media has a lot of people thinking that you're supposed to be able to IDGAF. IGDAF. IDGAF. I'll give for. I'll give for. I'll give. I'll give for. I'll give for. I'll give. I'll give for. 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 I'll give. I'll give about you and yours and all of your rest of your boys. I'll give. Social media tells us that we supposed to be able to cut people out of our lives and feel nothing about it. You know you're lying. People be like, "Yup, that's me. I can cut people out of my life and not care." You're lying. Because if you didn't care, then you wouldn't have cut them out of your life. I ain't supposed to know that. I ain't supposed to know that. Just because you don't call somebody or contact anybody anymore, or just because you don't call or contact someone anymore, does not mean that you don't think about them. This is social media. You can sneak and check somebody out every single day. They don't have to know. You know how many people watch this show? They don't watch it live. When we was on Facebook, I could see if you was watching. You couldn't sneak by. YouTube be right in the background like, I ain't feeling nothing he's saying today, but he don't know it. Hiding in the background. And it's fine. I'm like, long as you support. There's nothing to get mad at. But that's what I'm talking about when I talk about the process of things. We're not respecting the process. And I think that we've lost respect for the process and lost love for the process. I don't want to get to know my girl no more. I need her to have everything I need and want up front. That's why we be talking about well, what do you bring to the table? Besides sex, what do you bring to the table? I don't care how much I dump on the table that I'm bringing to the table. That don't mean that that's the way it's going to play out. you're still going to have to know the way that I put things on the table. Am I the type that puts it all on the table in the beginning and then I don't have nothing left to put on the table or bring to the table later on? Because I'm the upfront type of person. I ain't the ride it out to the middle and end type of person. See, we don't always think about that kind of stuff, but we need to, because that's the process. Everything that we're doing nowadays is instant. Remember back in the day when microwaves first came out? I remember thinking to myself, like, how does this work? How did it cook that fast? What's that? Some people might still wonder. Yeah, how does the microwave work? How come it doesn't cook evenly? Remember the microwaves before the carousel? Before they had the carousel to try to heat things up or cook things? Like, listen, man, hold on. Speaking of cook, if you're cooking things with a microwave, don't do that, please. Don't do that. That's straight radiation, man. I would encourage people to avoid using a microwave as much as possible. But if you're going to use it, don't straight up cook things with it. At least with fire, we understand how it works. Microwave, all we know is we set it to a slice of pizza. It said 1 minute, we ate it. It worked. But remember before the carousel, and when I say carousel, I'm talking about the little, the little plate inside the microwave that goes around so it can heat whatever you're heating up in there evenly. At least that's the thought process. Remember before there was a carousel in there? Most microwaves nowadays have the carousel. Before they didn't. So that joint would be hot on one side, burning up, and the other side be cold as ice. I'm willing to sacrifice. Remember? So before the carousel, you would see that one side was getting heated and the other side wouldn't. So then you might try to turn it the other way so it would heat the other side. And guess what? It didn't work that way. It didn't work that way. Now this side is heating. I needed this side to heat. So I turned this side to that side. Now this side cold. That side burnt. What we doing? This is where we come from, though. Before, if you wanted to talk, if you wanted to talk to somebody on the telephone, you had to call them wherever they were. If they were home, you had to call them at home. If they were at work, you had to call them at work. And you know what else? You wasn't able to talk on the phone all goddamn day with an earbud or little microphone, whatever, headphones in your ear all day. You wasn't able to do that. Wasn't allowed. Now, somebody tells us that at work we're not allowed to use our cell phone. We like, man, you must be out of your damn mind. That's my phone. I pay for that phone. Don't tell me I can't use my phone. What, I'm lying? But before, if your girl wasn't home, you had to find wherever she was if you wanted to talk to her. Well, you said I understand you wasn't home, but I called you. I left 3 messages on your machine. Or back in the day, you might not have had an answer machine. Might not have had one. Well, I called you 3 times. Nobody picked up the phone. Or the phone was busy. They was at their cousin's house. You had to call their cousin's house. Here go the number to my cousin's house. You can call me over my cousin's house. I'm at my auntie house. You can call me over my auntie house. Here's my auntie number. You can call me at the auntie house. Before, when somebody called you, everybody in the room knew who called you. Because you had to call that phone. Now we got our own phone. Oh, all right. Nobody know. Unless your newsy ass girls looking over your shoulder, like, oh, okay. Uh-huh. And you had your phone on silent, huh? Okay. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what comes along with that, with a lot of cats. Anyway, before somebody called the crib. Hello, can I speak to Shonda? Shonda. Wait, who may I say is calling? Or who calling? Oh, this is Dave. This is David. David. I mean, Shonda, you know somebody named David? Oh yeah, blah blah. Dad, you can tell him I'll call him back. Oh, she busy right now. David, you can call her back. As a matter of fact, it's kind of late, so you can talk to Shonda tomorrow. Everybody that was in earshot heard it, because you was watching TV in the living room. Speaking of the living room, TV in the living room. Everybody in the living room gathered around TV in the living room. No remote. Get up and change the channel. Might not even been a color TV, black and white joint. It sure as hell wasn't no 50-inch TV, 60-inch, unheard of. 15 inches, 19 inches. It was called a TV set. You got a TV set. Now, we watch more TV on our phones or some other devices than we do on the TV. TV's hanging on the wall, flat screen, taking up no space. I mean, back in the day, you was watching TV in the hi-fi. Oh, Tony, you use the pills. What pills you talking about? Wait a minute. Hold on, because I might be coming in the middle of conversations. I don't know what's going on. Oh, you said I should post the ingredients. I could do that. You got the black seed powder. You should post up the ingredients. All right. I got a couple of videos of how I used to make it. I have sea moss with burdock root. Yeah, I don't know, man. I ain't with the sea moss. I don't know. Stacey White says I might make a new profile picture purple, my favorite color. No pictures. Okay. Tone says I got blocked when I told a female I'm not religious. She was like, "Oh no, you don't believe in God." I said, "Your God is in the sky. My God is within me." Yeah, that's gonna get you blocked. Ain't no Christians trying to hear nothing like that. You too radical. You too radical. Robbie Ming says, I ignore them. The ones I block are the ones she asked to be my friends. But when you start talking BS, it's time to go. He just says time to hun. Probably it's time to go, hun. I understand. All right. Okay. Yeah, but the process of things. I think it's getting in the way of us getting to know each other. Boy meets girl. Girl meets boy. We want to know everything about them up front. And the first sign of trouble, so the internet tells us, first sign of trouble, bang them, get them up out of here. You ain't answer your phone, guy, to get you up out of here. You ain't go where I wanted. Get him up out of here. I heard you told a lie. Get him up out of here. Get him, but get him up out of here. Like somebody can't lie later on down the line. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Shout out to Fleetwood Mac. Even though I didn't think they were that great of a group. But say they sold a lot of records back in the day. Back in the day, Fleetwood Mac. The process. Are things getting lost in the process? Has the process been shoved to the wayside? I don't know. Regardless of whether the process is fast or whether it's slow, it's still a process. There are a lot of things technologically that are helping us to get things faster than we got them before, but it doesn't mean that it gives it to us instantly. But we are living in this microwave society, and we like to blame the youth for always wanting instant gratification, instant access, instant. But the youth aren't the ones developing these products. It's us. So we have to take some type of responsibility in the way that it is affecting society. Excuse me. And I contend that it's affecting society a little negatively. It may not be all bad, but it sure ain't all good. You know. But what do y'all think? Have y'all found that y'all personal relationships have started to suffer or take a negative hit because of our ability to be able to be patient anymore? Do we expect the process to be sped up for lightning fast results, and we get too bent out of shape, perturbed, and irritated when it doesn't go really, really fast? Is that what we doing? Is that what's happening? You know, one thing that I've heard in person that I don't hear on social media as much, or I don't know. I'm not sure if I've heard it. There's so many things that I have heard. It may have gotten lost in the fray. But you know how, and I've heard this mostly from women. I'm not going to say that men don't say it, but I've heard it mostly from women. When a woman is has been in a relationship with a man for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years or whatever, and then they don't get married, and they'll be like, I just wasted all of these years of my life. You know, it was all a waste of time. I'll be thinking to myself, like, how was it a waste of time? Like, if it was really a waste of time, what shouldn't it have been a waste of time in the first year? Or did something in the first year make you want to extend the contract to 2 years? And after 2 years, extend the contract to 3. And after 3 years, extend the contract to 4, 5, however far you went. How is it a waste of time? Because you didn't get the desired end result? Did you even let a person know that you wanted to get married up front? And don't get me wrong, I feel some kind of way about that, but How was it a waste of time? You still lived that life. And regardless of whether you were with this person or with somebody else or with nobody, that time was still going to go by. So why was it a waste of time? Did you do anything within those 5 years or so that was worthy of your time? Did you go anywhere? Did you see anything? Did you talk to anybody? Did you meet someone? Did you have any fun? Did you learn anything? 5 years, total waste of time? I understand how people talk when their feelings get hurt. I do. I overstand it. But come on, man. At some point, you have to put some things into perspective. Take some things into consideration. It was all a big waste of time. I can't get those years back. You wouldn't have been able to get them back either way. And this might not be a fair comparison, but I've known dudes who've been with chicks for years and years. And the chick, dragged them through the ringer. Had a baby by somebody else, not him. He always wanted a baby by the chick. I guess with him, she took the pill with the sideboard or whatever. Raw dog shot up the place. Bop, bop, bop. And after all of that, and it didn't work out and everything, I've still never heard a man be like, you know what? That I just wasted 5 years of my life. I've heard more men be like, well, yeah, that's not my biological child, but I'm the only father that he knows. So whether me and the mom are together, to me, that's my baby. Sound good. Sometimes they actually honor that. I'm trying to think, would I ever take that stance? No. I'm not going to say that I would never take care of another man's baby, because that's a lie. But what we're not going to do is you're not going to have another baby on me while we together and think we're going to be together. And know that I'm not claiming that baby up front. But that's me. The next man might say, you know what? Oh, I want to feel how you feel, and I understand that. But you got to understand how I feel about her. I'd be like, I love you. And I bet you didn't know that, girl. You didn't know that. I need you right now, baby. Right now, baby. And I bet you didn't know that. Ebony eyes. Man, ebony eyes, it should have been a black eye. Let that chick have a baby on you side. Come on, dog. I mean, I understand you a good dude and all that. You ain't had no father in your life and you don't want to see no child. Not had no father in their life. I get all of that, but come on, son. Come on, doggy. Come on, doggy. You gonna have to fix that. Come on, man. She playing you like a stone cold sucker. She don't even give you no ass. When was the last time you hit your joint? Listen. I'm just asking. What was the last time? I love you. And I bet you didn't know that, girl. You didn't know that. Right now, baby. Right now, baby. And I bet you didn't know that ebony eyes. That's right. When you see, I start singing. Kitty starts coming. Ah. Huh? Stacey White says, "Man, I wish I could get my 40s back." Damn. Yo, get my 40s back. I never thought I would be at an age where I could say that I want my 40s back. You know, most people be like, yo, if I could do my 20s over hour, if I could do just the 30s hour, if I could get in my team hour. But we talking about, yo, man, if I could just do a 40s do-over, I'll be good. I feel you, Stace. If I could just get my 40s back. That's what we doing out here. That's what we doing, God. You feel me? That's what we are with it. Yeah. The process of things. None of us went from whatever age, whatever day we were born to where we are now without doing 365 days in between each year. But it just seems like we've forgotten about mathematics. You know, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, equality, God, building the story, born cipher born, building the story, God, equality, power, culture, freedom, understanding, wisdom, knowledge, back and forth. All right, anyway. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, equality, God, building the story, born cipher born, building the story, God, equality, power, culture, understanding, wisdom, knowledge. Okay, so yeah, our expectations have taken a real hit, and I think the influence of social media has done it. And technology leading up to social media, I think that has made us take a hit. And don't get me wrong, I think it's a good thing that we have access to the things that we want, the things that we want to do. You know, but we still have to get to know ourselves. How many of y'all feel like you know yourself? Number one. And at what age would you say that you began to know yourself? Have you always felt like, listen, I know me? Or has it been like, yo, there've been times in my life I ain't know why I did what I did. I didn't know why I felt the way I felt. And sometimes I still struggle with that. Let me know. Let me know. I'm curious. Right now, baby. Right now, baby. My bad. Oh, man. The ridiculousness of some things. Okay. I'm looking at a post right now, y'all. And it says, there's a picture of Umar Johnson, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Tupac. Yeah, Tupac. And it says, all four come to you and ask you to join and follow their Black revolution. Who you going with? And this dude says, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going with MLK, even though I know Malcolm and Pac is the popular choice. Okay, I'm glad I read that right, because I was thinking that I was almost thinking that he was going to say that he was going with Tupac. Tupac was not a black revolutionary. Where do people get that shit from? Because his parents were Black Panthers? He wasn't, and he was not a black revolutionary. He was a very intelligent black man, and he was a revolutionary in many ways, but he was not a black revolutionary. He was not trying to liberate black people in any way. I don't know where people get that from. I tell you, boy, you make a few records, you get shot a few times, and motherfuckers, somehow you become God. I don't get it. This dude had sexual relations with Madonna. He made a and hit. Who remembers what the first words of the song "Hit 'Em Up" was? Yeah, you fat motherfucker. That's why I fucked your wife. That's your black revolutionary. He's in that conversation. I can't do it. Yeah, I love Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Marcus Garvey, I like him, but and honestly, to keep it a buck with you, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't follow either. I would follow none of them to a certain degree. Just knowing what I know, I wouldn't follow them now because I know what I know now. At the time, who would have been more attractive to me? Probably Malcolm X. But knowing what I know, what Umar, and first of all, I'm a fan of Umar Johnson. I know him. You know, I've met him. I know him personally and all of that. I don't know if he remembers me or not, but I'll never forget him. He was a good dude. He was always on this path to, black liberation and all that. But I can't mess with Umar because he's on that African shit. I can't get with that. I'm sorry. You got to be on that American black shit for me. He on that Pan-African shit. I don't want nothing to do with that. But what he and Malcolm X have in common is I think that there's honestly, mental illness there. Not mental illness to the point where they're not functional, but anybody who has followed Umar for years, like, listen, this boy ain't all the way right. But he's definitely a Marcus Garveyite. MLK, I liked where MLK was going in his activism. The media tries to limit your understanding of MLK to, we shall overcome and I have a dream, but he was so much more than that. He got killed because he was starting to get at the government for reparations and injustices towards black people. Things like our indigenous status and all that. MLK had to go. But, with a gun to my head, I would probably go with MLK. Malcolm X was going the wrong way. He was about to start being too inclusive. It wouldn't work for me. Adam Clayton Powell, New York. All about that money, them jobs. We got to get black people in the workforce and we'd be all right. What a bad idea. Stacey White says Malcolm X going through what I have went through in the last past months. Tony Stark says we ain't never getting that school. He gonna have to listen, man. He keep dodging them bullets. Yeah, he playing games with that school. Now he said that at first he was supposed to have had the school, but he was having trouble getting it off. I don't know, man. He had the site, right? Okay. Tony Stark says died in the hospital, not the hotel. You talking about MLK, right? Robbie Ming says you can't get those back, but going forwards, you have grown up. Mm-hmm. TK Wright says I just watched a live 3 months ago with him in the school. Yeah, he has the school. He got the school. I remember he had the site. But this is now I'm speaking from over a year ago, probably. But I know he had this site. But he wants that school to be like Scotland School for Veterans Children. That's the school he went to. Nah, dog. We good. No. See, Umar don't have no kids. I know he advocates for kids, but he don't have no kids. And a black man that ain't got no kids that sees the value of removing kids from their parents so they can go to school. I don't know. Not for me and my money. Educate the damn parents. The school is a good idea. But the idea of removing the children away from the parents because the parents are messed up, I'm not so sure. See, that sounds too subjective. Because what's messed up? Are they on drugs, whatever? Shouldn't we give them help with drugs? I don't know. Umar has a lot of great ideas, and he's extremely smart. Smarter than me. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're qualified to lead somebody like me. Because I ask questions that make people uncomfortable. You know, questions like, what we really doing here? What's the end result? How much money we making from this? How much you keeping versus what you taking? That's me. Let's do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. Saturday, baby. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious May 27th, and they deserve to be. Wait, it's the 28th. And they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Tina Johnson, happy birthday to you. And also Nikki Brooks, turning 37 years old today, and Eureka Rosario turning 29 years old today, and Obi Helen turning 31 years old today, and Sylvia Payne turning 58 years old today, and Tosaka Taylor turning 54 years old today, and let me get it right. Shenamaram Johnson turning 45 years old today. And my man, professionally known as Old School, but his name is Aaron Cisco, turning 67 years old today. And Joseph Whitfield turning 41 years old today. And Gil Matthews turning 38 years old today. And he's last but not least. I want to say Happy birthday to all of y'all. And anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious May 28th. I hope that the day finds y'all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Y'all rock on and do the damn, do the damn thing. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, we have influences out here that are telling us that we need to get people out of our lives, that we need to rush through life, and that we need to circumvent the process. We can't circumvent the process. We got to go through it. We got to go through it in order to get to it, whether they're talking about the bag or another. You can't get from A to Z without going from B to Y. We got to fill in the blanks. And the journey, the process is the journey. You learn a lot from the process and the journey. Wonder who's crying now. I'm sorry, journey.
10 seconds.
Just a small time girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Sorry. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. Shirley Shore, the world's most precious and greatest pearl of the world. Thanks for coming on through. Y'all, I see y'all tomorrow, 1:00 for the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'll be here, and y'all, hopefully y'all be here too. If I don't speak to y'all, let's say, it is a holiday weekend, Memorial Day is on Monday. So if I don't speak to y'all, see y'all, interact with y'all, hear from y'all, have a really, really great, safe holiday weekend. This is the first unofficial holiday of the summer. It's supposed to be warm from here on out, but we'll see about all that, But I want y'all to be safe, because I want to see you again, and I want to see you doing well when I see you again. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And I don't usually break because that's not my style, but I figured this time it was worth my while. All right, we're going to get up out of here. Blog Talk, I'm a holla back at you. Boopy ba boo ba beam boom boom.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
All right. And for my YouTubers, just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Peace. I mean, like really peace. Yeah.